Amara had always been drawn to the vibrant sounds of the violin. As a child, she would sit by her grandmother's old record player, listening to classical pieces that seemed to transport her to another world. Her dream was simple yet profound: to become a world-renowned violinist. Growing up in a modest household, Amara couldn't afford formal lessons. Her family barely made ends meet, but her grandmother, who shared her love for music, gifted her an old, slightly damaged violin. It became her most treasured possession. Amara taught herself to play by mimicking songs she heard on the radio and watching free tutorials online. Her passion was evident, but her technique was raw and unrefined. In high school, a local music competition was announced, offering a scholarship. Amara saw this as her golden ticket. For weeks, she practiced tirelessly, often staying up late into the night perfecting her performance. However, without proper guidance, her efforts lacked direction. On the day of the competition, she poured her heart into her performance. Her mistakes overshadowed her passion. She didn't make it past the first round. Devastated, Amara considered giving up on her dream. She felt the weight of her limitations and the sting of rejection. But her grandmother encouraged her to keep going. Motivated by her grandmother's words, Amara began playing in the town square on weekends. She performed for passers-by, using her music to convey her emotions and connect with others. Her raw talent and heartfelt performances began to draw attention. One day, a retired violinist named Mr. Laurent heard her playing and was captivated by the emotion in her music. He approached her, offering to mentor her free of charge. Under Mr. Laurent's guidance, Amara's playing transformed. She learned proper technique, refined her style, and expanded her repertoire. He introduced her to pieces she had never imagined playing, pushing her beyond her comfort zone. With his encouragement, she decided to audition for a national music competition. The audition was nerve-wracking. Amara found herself surrounded by highly trained musicians, many of whom had years of formal education. Doubts crept into her mind, but she reminded herself of her journey and the people who believed in her. When it was her turn, she stepped onto the stage with her grandmother's violin, closed her eyes, and let the music flow. Her performance was unlike anything the judges had heard. While it wasn't flawless, it was deeply emotional and authentic. She played as if she were telling a story, weaving her struggles, her dreams, and her triumphs into every note. When she finished, the room was silent for a moment before erupting into applause. Amara didn't win first place, but she earned a special recognition award. One of the judges, a renowned conductor, offered her a scholarship to study at a prestigious music academy. This was the break she had been waiting for. At the academy, Amara thrived, balancing her technical improvement with the emotional depth of her playing. Years later, Amara performed her first solo concert at a world-famous venue. She played her grandmother's favorite piece, dedicating the performance to the woman who had inspired her. As the final note echoed through the hall, she looked out at the standing ovation. Every challenge, every moment of doubt, had led her to this point. Amara's story became an inspiration for aspiring musicians around the world. She often said, "Music isn't just about hitting the right notes. It's about sharing your soul. And when you play from the heart, the world will listen."